And in today's video, we're going to learn how to use linking words to show contrast. Hey everybody, it's me, English teacher Matthew. I'm a native English as a second language teacher from the United Kingdom, here to help you to achieve fluency. And like I said in today's video, we're going to talk about how we can use linking words to show contrast. This is especially good if you're going to take the IELTS test or one of the Cambridge exams, and if you want to improve your English fluency. So stay tuned to the end of the video to make sure that you learn everything. So the first word I'm going to teach you is a word you've probably heard before, and that word is but. It's the most common and informal word that links two sentences together that contrast each other. So for example, I can say, we lost the game, but I enjoyed it. We lost the game, but I enjoyed it. We lost the game is a bad thing, but I enjoyed it. That's a good thing. This is how contrast works. If I want to sound more like Shakespeare and more formal, I can replace the but with yet. I can say, we lost the game, yet I enjoyed it. We lost the game, yet I enjoyed it. Another word that's similar to but, that we can put at the beginning of the sentence to join and link to the sentence before, is however. I can say, I'd like to go, however, I might not be able to. I'd like to go, however, I might not be able to. A word that acts in a similar way to however and sounds more formal is nevertheless. I can say, it was very dark, nevertheless, I found my way home. It was very dark, nevertheless, I found my way home. Another common linking word that I want to teach you is although. Although is commonly used at the beginning of a sentence, but can be used in the middle. And after although, we need to use subject and then a verb. So for example, although she studied hard, she didn't pass the exam. She didn't pass the exam, although she studied hard. If we want to sound more emphatic, we want to make the meaning stronger, then we can use even though. Even though is the same as although, but it's just a lot stronger. So we can say, even though she studied hard, she didn't pass the exam. She didn't pass the exam, even though she studied very hard. But if we want to sound more informal or less formal, then we can use the word though. And though has the same meaning as even though and although. But though we can only put in the middle of the sentence. So we should say, she didn't pass the exam, though she studied very hard. She didn't pass the exam, though she studied very hard. Another term I want to introduce to you is in spite of. After in spite of, we need to use a noun, a pronoun, or a gerund. A gerund is basically a verb with ing on the end. So, for example, we can say, in spite of her age, she was very knowledgeable about global warming. Now, another word that we can use instead of in spite of is despite, and they have the same function, the same meaning. And again, after despite, we need to use a noun, a pronoun, or a gerund. So we can say, despite being 16 years old, she was very knowledgeable about global warming. If you want to add a clause after in spite of or despite, you need to add the fact that. So we can say, in spite of the fact that, or despite the fact that. So for example, despite the fact that she is 16 years old, she was very knowledgeable about climate change. Today's question of the day is, which of these words hadn't you heard before watching this video. Tell me in the comments below and then make a sentence using this word. I'll check it later. If you do have any other questions or you want to suggest some other contrast linking words, then please leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you press the like button, and if you want to see more, please press subscribe. And until next time, keep practicing.